All right. Well, hello and welcome to a potential Raven's Nest episode 26. Hopefully, roll 20 ended up crashing a little bit earlier today. It just came back up not too long ago. But there still seems to be little bits of issues going on with it. So hopefully we can get into tonight's game, I guess, at the minimum, for at least an hour or two. But hopefully our full time. But real quick, as Rixian tries to pull back up his character sheet, see if that's all good to go, let's check in with the three of you. And how was everyone's little bit of a break? Great. Do you enjoy making a whole bunch of new arts and crafts? In my experience, so far, my favorite thing is one of the games that I was testing things out with you, Crew, like a few years back. And like I had planned for option A, B, and C, and then you guys came up with D, E, and F and chose plan G. And I was like, where did all these ideas come from? I was like, yeah, I just did a lot of prep that we're not gonna get into. That's cool. But I learned my lessons. You guys put me into shape for a DM, having a whole bunch of DMs as players. It was the best idea I ever had. Learned quick. Raven, that we played last night, but other than that, got any other new news to share? Nope. And the man of the hour, Rixian. New job. Soon. New paychecks coming in. You'll be living the high life, man. Able to afford all the bubble gum you want. Yeah, it'll fade quickly. Um. Mm, yep. I ended up buying a lot of Under Armour stuff to wear when I was pouring concrete for a few years. Good protection and it no rashes. Well, I hope your job is still going well, Rixian. I hope you at least continue to like it a little bit at the minimum for at least a month or so. Hopefully your managers are good there and that you just actually like your job for a long time. Noted. um so with that though, let's look into our recap and see about what we can remember. I know that our session was definitely a bit shorter last time we played, but there was a few chapters closed and new things gained. So open it up to the floor for each of you for the recap and go from there.
Um, I'm trying to remember. I believe we basically finished up on the island. I keep forgetting the name of it. The one of the dragons. But we decided to go to Laels. We were deciding between to go to Laels versus the um, what is it? The Angel's Touch Lake was the
Yes.
other one, and we basically decided that we had a chance of getting a better chance of going to Laels instead of getting one of the other relics.
Yeah. And we were given some magical items by the eldest dragon. Let me look up his name.
Was that okay? I couldn't remember if that was the last name of the game before. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fireball? Pronounce that, DM? Fireball? Verve?
Verve.
Verve?
Verve, the crystal one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were all given some type of magical item. I believe Raven got a new sword.
Yes. So yeah, we basically broke a. Was it a was it a tooth
dragon
or a
bone.
spine off of the original?
Yeah.
The first dragon.
Yeah.
As of from the skeleton.
We
and
got a
basically
ring.
The dragon created the items with those.
Yeah.
Was it a stone? I mean, sorry, a tooth or a talon? I can't remember.
A
I
talon.
believe it was a talon.
Yeah.
And I forgot what Rixian got.
I got a blue dragon mask.
Oh, that's right.
What'd you say you got, Groot?
Ring.
It's a regular ring.
A ring of evasion, which is
Yeah.
also I can use to cast mirror image.
Cool. And I got a what's it called? A Vorpal blade, but it's a variant version where I was allowed to get a rapier version, even though it's technically piercing.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, mainly, a lot of the last session was just discussion on what the magic items were going to be, a little bit of research and kind of planning things out. But at the end of the session, that is unfortunately when Kroot's laptop was dying. So just to double check, I know Rixian had done a little bit of praying, water shaping, like a bucket of water, the water into a shell, and kind of just meditating on Nima, the goddess of the sea. But was there any other RP that you guys wanted to take care of before getting your rest, or just go to sleep? Just wanted to double check because, again, the laptop was dead, so it was a little hard to hear.
Didn't we like level up basically, or we are when we rest here, or did we had we already leveled up? I can't remember.
Well, you guys got the experience, so you know that you
Yeah.
will be leveling, but it's more so whether and just not if you're gonna just accomplish the rest and wake up the next morning, then it's all good to go, or if there was after the RP, of course.
Right. I think we were just going to rest because we were pretty
Yeah.
exhausted.
Okay, I thought so, but like I said, I just wanted to double check. I know Rixian had pointed out the meditation thing, so I think you're all good there, right, Rixian?
Yeah.
All right. So as each of you retire to your rooms up on the second floor, above, you can hear little patters of footsteps the entire night. Knowing that Silky is above with her barn and parade of animals, it soon becomes more of just a nice way to rock yourself to sleep, knowing that creatures 5-10 times the size of what's above have been easily dealt with thus far in your past. But continuing our story on the morning of June 16th, year 1101, as the sounds of footsteps and chatter begin to echo through the guild hall, down below, a bit of a commotion seems to be occurring on the first floor as well. Each of you rub your eyes and begin to hastily make your way out towards the guild hall, getting yourselves dressed in a little bit more of a proper attire than running out either, for Kroot's case, maybe completely nude, or just in your undergarments, being a bit more presentable going out in anticipation of the public.
My thong.
So I knew it was something like that.
That birthday suit.
Yeah.
As you make your way out, you'll hear Yaren's voice echo out. Listen, listen, this means very little. While very bad news indeed, I am confident that Bradgar will be able to handle this in the city of Lales, along with the corn silk rats, will be just fine. And as a bit of commotion and indistinct chatter begins to break out amongst the guild members again, Yarn will just raise both of her hands until silence falls. And then with that, she'll just say, each of you, go about your duties. If anything changes, you all will be the first to know.
This is what we heard.
Yep.
I just wait until things settle down and she can catch a break to go and talk to her.
It does take a few moments for people to disperse, mainly with the assistance from Captain Sinyo. The guild members kind of reluctantly make their way away, slowly but surely. And in about 5 minutes' time, you'll see Yaren just kind of brush her hair back and let out a heavy sigh. She'll then turns to the captain, thanks him, before the captain then turns to make his way away.
I walk up and say, "Hey, nice to see you again."
Oh, it's I can tell that is definitely a joke. What happened to your eye?
That definitely was a joke. And just for future reference, the disgusting, grotesque eye pulling incident has been recovered by the eye patch, and the only eye that remains is the one that's grayed out. And he goes, "Well, you see, I kind of screwed up again. I kind of lost both eyes this time."
Well, I guess look at the bright side. You won't have a third one to lose. I'm guessing that you said something that pissed off the dwarf.
No, it wasn't me.
Oh my god, I thought that was a child. Groot?
Yeah. It's me.
Oh, my gods. I thought that is actually what you were coming to talk to me about, Rixie, and that you had brought another child here for me to watch.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that to you. But yeah, I can't get any blinder, and Cruz's face won't get any fuller. And Raven is just Raven, I suppose.
Oh yes, I'm just me.
Yeah, he's good. But we just woke up and we're heading right to Laels for another piece of that crown thing that happened when we were here. So,
To Laos.
yeah, it's there.
Do you know whereabouts? The city is
It's-
quite large.
It's in a cellar of some kind. I'm guessing it's in one of the more important buildings.
Oh,
Does the city have a mausoleum of some sort?
it does. I was thinking either that, if it's under some type of important building, I'd imagine it being in some sort of protection. Perhaps under Venus's tower. Maybe under the Corn Silk Rat. The guild hall itself. Can't think of a safer place other than being in the care of Bradgar.
Now, this is my first time here in this city, I believe. Is there a temple dedicated to Vader here?
In Laos? Oh, yes, of course. There's quite an abundance of temples, one dedicated to each of the gods. City holds more individuals than I have ever seen gathered in one place.
Would you know which temple I could pick up a prayer wheel at?
As long as the temples are still standing, of course, you should be able to pick one up at the Temple for Vader. I'm sure your
I need to go there after breakfast.
well, food will be being served momentarily. Feel free to enjoy a few plates of bacon and eggs if you wish. A couple of chops pork as well. But I do fear that it seems from the information we've received that your friend had made their way into Laels, causing a bit of havoc.
Who's that?
You mean Estelar?
I believe so. Unless there's a stronger force, or equally as strong, I should say, that's been dwelling around Elista. But from the stories that each of you have told me, it seems that the attack, well, seems at least to be leading to him.
Where was he last seen?
Well, again, if the reports and information that I had come in are correct, I believe he has already been in Laels, perhaps departed the city by now. But it could be simply other things. The Laels has been at war for quite a few months now. Doesn't seem to be getting much better.
Well,
How many other people are in the tavern with us right now, or in this room?
Out in the hall, there's quite a decent amount of people walking about, but having a conversation with Yaren, most individuals are minding their own business, giving you a respective amount of distance.
I'm gonna wave one over. You there? Come here.
Yes?
Nearest temple's at.
Well, just down the road and make a couple of rights, and you'll find yourself at the Temple of Olin, and Atia right next to it, and then the Suns across the street.
I'll give you 5 gold if you go get me a wheelhouse from the nearest temple. I'll give you a platinum if you make it within 5 minutes.
Eyes widen, and without another word, just sprints towards the front door and begins to, without even shutting it, just takes off.
All right. And I'll just sit there and wait for my food. I'm gonna rummage through my backpack while I'm sitting there too, listening to the conversation.
Well, again, it's just speculation on my end, of course, but the spell that was used, fog with eyes, and the only other person I know of that is, well, your dear friend.
We were hoping to avoid them, but maybe we still can.
yeah, we're hoping to get there before to confirm whether or not the remains is still there, and then go to another place where he surely doesn't know where the last one is. I doubt we're going to encounter him.
While we're sitting there, I'm gonna dig out one of my empty vials out of my backpack, fill it with water from my water skin, and expend a first level spell slot to create holy water.
Okay. And around this time, food and drinks will be brought to the table for each of you. a variety of things, more of like a buffet style. So each of you have quite a bit of choices. A couple empty plates are set down, and Samira just taps the edge of her goblet and says, "I think I'm going to need plenty of wine for the day. Just bring the bottle over." As the barmaid gives her a bit of a nod and then retreats away to go fetch the order.
So I'm guessing Laos isn't going to let us waltz in and take the remains.
Well, I wouldn't think so. I would imagine your best course of action to getting into Laos would be a more secretive approach. Mainly.
No one between bites.
What was that, Groot?
Do you happen to know of such a secret entrance?
She'll shake her head no. The only thing I can think of is, mainly needing to sneak past the lines if, well, you're able to, then perhaps we can use, Lails's, well, issues to be more of a gain for us, well, for you. As you've done more than enough for me, I will forever be in each of your debts.
That won't be too long now. Until we're all finished with this business. And we all go our separate ways, I think. This is after we defeat Estelar, and none of us has to worry about the fate of the world. Although I guess you still have to worry about wars and stuff. Hopefully that won't continue afterward. I'm hoping, at least.
Well, best advice I can give you is that Samira stays off the western river from Laels from the numbers and the counts I've been reported, over 1,000 guild members, warriors, of all sorts of skills and trickery. The barricade to the north, it still stands, but is quite weakened, especially after each of your endeavors and dealing with that. But the Auntie in that area seem to be proving still quite a bit of an issue. You're going to need to sneak past Samira and her guild, along with the Auntie before making it there, if that's how you or where you wish to go. I can easily let Bradgar know of your arrival.
So
Turn invisible.
once we're there, we're not going to have any allies with us. Within the city.
Not unless you can help out Mr. Grin as well. He has requested for me to make my way there in hopes of closing a type of portal that seems to be letting the Yanti through into the city, but I can't simply just risk my life and the guild's life leading them into, well, at least somewhat certain death for most.
Well, I don't want to just walk into a city, sneak in, steal something, and then get out. That feels...
Maybe we can offer our services of help.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it won't take too much of our time and resources, and especially...
we get another relic, I think it's worth it.
Right, but if we're expending resources to take care of someone else's issue, then we're not going to have enough time to rest and recover.
Maybe. I feel like maybe the remains were passed on by Estelar because, like you said, the time. His fear of us finding more remains before he does. But at some point, it needs to be handled by someone, and, well, maybe we're more willing to put the time in than he is.
So either we sneak in to what is it, a guild house with a cellar, and then steal it and then just waltz out, or we help someone with a UNT problem and close another portal, which will take a lot out of us. Or we could find out that the remains is actually gone, or we can just go to Ravenshaw and then to the Angel's Touch Lake.
Maybe we're just assisting in their fight against these UNT. I don't think we're going in alone. Sounds like
No,
they have their own army.
no, but for those of us who cast spells and want to make the most out of them during a meaningful fight, that could prove to be detrimental in the long run.
I will say, unless you're able to do something for Bradgar in the circumstance that he finds himself in, along with the city and the guild, I would find it probably a bit of an issue to simply just ask if he knows or if you can just obtain the piece itself. If he does know that it's there, then I'm sure he has it there for a reason.
Yes, we have to give something in return. If
Maybe
anything,
we could close the portal.
yes. If we have to rest, we have to rest. It is what it is. As far as we're aware, Estelar doesn't know where the other piece is.
I guess so. I just don't want to give him time to discover it.
Perhaps I could speak to him through a few messages, and if he's willing to hand over a bit of information for each of your gain, then maybe a deal can be struck.
Yes, before we spend our time unwisely, that might be a good idea.
Out of character, has that guy come back yet?
No, not yet.
Because I'm keeping time.
I got, looks about 1 more minute on my, hourglass.
Okay. Yeah, if we could close that portal and have a lot less, what are those, yuan chi you call them, to deal with.
Have a lead on what we need, then we'd be wasting our time. Let's find out first.
Crete,
We
you
can
hear
get
the
mine
doors
from
open and the gentleman comes back with your item. It's about 45 seconds, it looked like.
Like, just in the nick of time.
Yes, they were happy to help. They said that you're quite an astonishing cleric. Perhaps you could teach me some prayers.
Just pray from the heart. And I'll hand him 2 platinum pieces.
Looks over towards Samira, giving like a big smile, and says, like, holds up a platinum and then just says, "Drinks on me!" And the tavern erupting
money
a
well
bit of
spent.
noise.
And I'll turn to Rixian and say, hey, knowing that my beard isn't growing back for the sacrifice that we all made, I'm pretty sure that's the same story for your eye that you sacrificed, but I can regrow back your other eye.
Isn't that like a humongous amount of magical energy to do that?
No, that's what I needed the prayer wheel for.
What, for me?
Yeah. Have you going around blind. Won't take that long. Takes me about a minute. Voice. And once I cast a spell, it'll take maybe 2 minutes for your eye to regenerate.
I mean, I know this one is long gone, but the other one, it's more of a neurological issue. Could that spell really fix that?
Yes.
I mean, it'd be nice to see out of that one because I haven't seen out of that one in 3 years almost.
Enough said. And I'll go grab a chair. I'll set it behind Rixian. Are you wearing a hat or anything?
I have the mask strapped on top of my head.
Okay. Well, I'll start. I'm like, just hold still. This is gonna take me a minute. And I'll start dripping the holy water on his head while I'm using chanting and spinning the prayer wheel. I'd be like, Vader, give him back his sight. You like Eddie Murphy in The Golden Child?
The injury is on the right side of my temple.
It'll take. So still.
Okay.
It'll take me a whole minute to cast. Now let me take that off. All right.
Well, as the holy water drips down your head, Rix, and you feel your hair getting a bit wet as the driblets just fall down and begin pattering, creating a bit of a puddle on the floor. At the end of the spell, at that 1 minute mark, the remaining holy water still in your hair and on your face will begin to glow. First in a golden color before seeping down into your head and disappearing.
Like just give it a couple of minutes.
Rixian is frozen, not moving.
And after a couple of minutes, I'll tell him, go ahead and take that eye patch off. Open your eye.
He's trying to wait to see if anything is visible from the one that's the one he got from the ship accident.
At this time, no, nothing yet.
I'll wait 2 minutes.
The 2 minutes go by. You get a bit of a blurry vision back in your eye, damage from the shipwreck. However, it doesn't come back to its what you were used to with your right eye before cutting it out. You can use it as a bit of a blurry vision, but then as you blink your eyes, Kroot, you'll notice that it goes from a normal eye that you've seen Rixian have plenty of times to where when he blinks it, the eye that's uncovered will represent that of a reptile. Rixian.
I know that it's supposed to do that.
Rixian, you will, no, you do not know that it's supposed to do that. Rixian, you will be able to see, I think it's always like backwards, right? Like if you're short-sighted, you can see far away, and if you're long-sighted, you should see at short distances. But, you'll be able to see out of that eye about 5 foot in distance, and then everything else becomes quite blurry. But you still retain your blind sight.
So it's like blind sight, but with color?
you'll be able to swap in between the two.
Okay. I mean, I can see myself again and my food, but everything else is. I this is definitely not what my vision was like before.
Yeah, your eye looks weird. Looks more like a serpent's eye. Spell's not supposed to work like that.
What?
Yeah, you're supposed to have restored your normal sight.
Serpent's eye. Does it look? With that description, does it feel similar to, say, like a dragon's eye?
Indeed.
Oh,
What can you see now? And I'll
I'm.
hold up 2 fingers. How many fingers am I holding up? And I'll hold up 2 fingers.
I bring my face really close and say 2.
That's better than it was before.
It's. I mean, yeah, I can see. I can see where I'm stepping, but everything else, I honestly prefer to be blind.
Okay, then you're welcome. And I'll go back to eating, all grumpy.
Well, then you're.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I really appreciate that I can see sort of out of this eye, but at the same time, I just felt like Dragon wasn't going to just let that happen, and I didn't want that to be a mistake.
Well, I mean, with this way, maybe you'll be able to technically, in a way, see your sister again.
Yeah. Even if it is up close.
I see. That's actually really nice. I hope it won't freak her out.
I did what I could.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Crude. I didn't know you were saving that up for me.
I just got some new insight.
Well, not to interrupt, but should I go have the captain contact Bradgar on your behalf?
Yeah, you can tell him that we're coming to help out in return for something.
Well, in my experience, it's best to be more direct with Bradgar.
Yeah.
So, if I'm going to contact him, I will be letting him know what you're going there for. And also, that looking over to Kroot, that you'll be able to help him close the portal.
You can try. Make sure to let him know not to tell anyone what we're going for.
She'll nod and say, well, it should take no more than an hour. Hopefully we hear back immediately, but he has got a lot on his plate. Excuse me. And then grabs the bottle of wine and her goblet, and while sipping the goblet, just walks away.
I'll, got some shopping to do. Need to buy a couple of things.
And the other two? Something happened?
Nah, I'm good.
Do you guys have anything you'd like to take care of in this approximate of an hour time?
I mean, I know we haven't really been keeping too much track of rations and all that, but if we, I would imagine we could stock up on supplies and all that.
The main time that you've really used rations is when you were kind of making your way across the snow. Everything else has been either in town within like a day's time, and then buying food in the cities and stuff.
Right. So I mean, I would just I guess assume replenishing any supplies used while we
Hmm.
were in the
Easy enough.
yeah.
Uh, we should also get horses because we can't just waste
Yeah.
time.
If they have any, I would like to see if they have any health potions for sale.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was gonna go look for.
Yeah.
And I also need a gem-encrusted bowl.
Any more sources of healing we can get is amazing. So
And you don't have to worry about purchasing horses or anything. You guys have your mounts here.
That's right, we do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'll just go fetch them then.
Say we meet back here in an hour then?
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so for most of the supplies, you guys can easily acquire these things. You started to develop a decent reputation here in Bluxmouth from what you kind of gather. A lot of the prices seem to be more reasonable than what was before, knowing that you were feeling a bit of an upcharge. It seems that they've dropped down to a bit of a more normalcy. But Kroot, the only thing unfortunate for the healing potions wise is that there were no shops, but with the amount of reputation that you've developed, they will suggest that you go speak to Yaren herself, see if she has any in her possession.
All right. What about the gem-encrusted bowl? And then it needs to be worth 1,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, you can find one here.
Okay.
The main resource that you well, not information that you'll find out making your way about getting this kind of information is that Yaren and the captain, from what you gather, seem to both have one in their possession.
Okay. I'll try to buy both of them if I can. I'm out of it.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Give myself guidance. I'm not very good at persuasion. Nope.
Yaren just kind of giggles like when you ask, and she just responds with like, "You do understand why I can't part with this, right? Perhaps the captain, will part with his." And sure enough, the captain will. He'll take the 1,000 gold and just say that, well, I'm not sure what Yaren sees in the power with these, but I've had very little luck in acquiring new skills, to say the least. I'd be happy to part with it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll hand over 100 platinum.
Sounds good. And again, the rest of you, if you are getting rations and stuff, everything, it's all normalized prices. I believe it's the 2 silver for a ration. Maybe it's just
Alright.
like
I've got plenty. I'll still have plenty of rations, so.
well, with you, Kroot, going back and forth between Yaren and the captain and needing to speak to Yaren about the healing potions as well, each of you can reconvene after an hour if there's nothing else that needs to be completed, just outside of her office.
I have 2 horses ready, like directly outside the guild hall, and I just tell Kroot that I'm too afraid to get yours, but all the mounts
Just to
should be
go.
ready. Sorry?
It's just a goat. Tell me you're scared of goats.
I'm scared of yours.
Ah. He'll only headbutt you if he likes you.
Well, that's pretty flattering, although those horns really aren't meant for friendly headbutts.
Soft. Being
I'm-
headbutted with pillows.
I even though that's, I mean, you probably like it, but I don't.
Yeah. To each his own. I'll be back then. I'm gonna go grab mutton.
Yep. And here's your horse.
Go. I'll say over my shoulder as I'm walking away.
And I'll just get on and just wave goodbye to Yarn and then start riding off.
Is Raven able to get any healing potions off of Yarn?
Yes, we were gonna take care of that with the conversation of the information relayed.
I will dash to go get mutton. So
Yeah, and before I would go, I would just wait and see if there was any update.
Okay, I figured as much. So just making sure like the saddle's in position, riding around a bit before hopping back off Rixian. As Kroot comes back out with mutton, and then each of you make your way inside. Then go knock on Yaren's door.
Yep.
You'll hear a voice as she calls for each of you to come in, expecting your arrival. And as each of you make your way in, she'll greet you all with a smile. Well, I was able to hear from Bradgar. Unfortunately, I have some terrible news.
Yes.
It seems that this piece that you're looking for, well, it was Estelar that had made his arrival there late in the night. Seems
When?
Minnie died, as well as a few close to Bradgar. To
When?
Bradgar's last night.
Oh.
But it does.
this is the piece in Laos, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But to Bradgar's knowledge, if it is there, then well, it's quite buried. But from the sounds of it, he doesn't believe it to be so.
He thinks it's been taken? Or he doesn't believe it's there to begin with?
He believes it was taken.
Son of
Yeah.
a bitch beat us to it.
That's fine. We came here to find out whether or not it was worth a shot.
It seems that the Whispers of Life Tower has been destroyed, and along with a chunk of the coast there as well.
Hmm.
Good lord, how... I'm gonna stop thinking about how... He's just ridiculous at this point.
Couldn't make it in time. It is what it is.
You all
Yeah.
had mentioned beating him to the piece in Black Lake, right?
We did that, yeah.
Well, at least you can find it a bit comforting to know that you've pissed him off enough to cause that kind of destruction, especially with someone, well, someone as powerful as Bradgar and Renus both there. Surprised he even made it out alive.
Yes, we've been told they're quite capable wizards there.
They must be powerful indeed.
I'm sorry they got wrapped up into all this.
Yes, well, Shows we might be getting to him. He's getting nervous.
Right. And the next thing we should do
Our
then,
next step should be
we take our mounts
Shaw.
and then we go into the shrine with the teleportation sigil in it, and then we go straight to Ravenshaw and ride to the last remain.
Don't say it out loud.
Yes. There's no
Might be
reason to
prying
say.
ears.
Yes.
I know, the last place we need to go.
Yeah, good call. Good call. We should do that at once.
Agreed.
Any healing potions?
Yes,
I'll
I've
look
had
at her.
the captain develop a few extras since your last departure. And while I still have some of my more personal stash, if you will, I do have a few to spare.
Take them.
How
Or,
much?
you know,
How much do we
payment,
owe
of
you?
course.
Look at it as this. A little bit of life for the life that you've given me.
All right. Thank you.
All right, let's make this a little fun. Each of you roll me a D100.
Oh my. Oh wow. I rolled 100.
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
I've never rolled 100 before on OD1. Not that they get rolled often, but
Wow.
Hot damn, Matt.
I've never done that before.
Well, Raven, not that it's really gonna matter too much, but you'll get a potion of superior healing.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Rixian, potion of greater healing.
Hey.
I get the regular healing potion.
Groot, I'm sorry, but
All right. Hey, something's better than nothing, dude.
if you've rolled the table that I had was 1 through 5 is a regular, everything else is pretty much like a greater. 95 to 100 was the superior.
Damn, I thought 100 would give me a
Nice.
supreme healing potion.
Awesome.
My thought process was they're still pretty rare, and if she's willing
Yeah.
to just give this one up for free, like the
Yeah.
supreme
Oh,
is
yeah.
a little
Yeah. Well, she
might
has
be a
any,
little
I'd buy 'em
far-fetched.
from her. If she has any, I'd buy them from her if she
Yeah.
had any supremes.
And I'll ask her, are you sure you don't want to let go of that pretty bold you've got? And I'll give her a very sexy dwarven wink.
Maybe when you're able to grow back your beard, we'll talk.
I'll lean over and ask Rixie and whisper, do you know any place that sells wigs?
Get like a face toupee.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a weave for your face.
I mean,
Yeah.
my
Oh, man.
sisters often play with my hair a lot. They might know something.
It was just a joke. Let's get going.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, all right,
For the
let's
potions.
appreciate it.
She'll
And
give you a nod, and please, just be careful with those animals. I know it's been a bit of information in exchange, but I have to ask, where is Pandora? The one that was with you. Did she not make it?
He's alive.
she went her separate ways.
I'm sorry. But please, I'm not sure what to do with that wolf in the stables, but for now it will be taken care of until we can find something more proper to do with it. I'll make sure the way is
Planning on
cleared.
setting them free out in the wild.
Might cause a bit of havoc on Howie and Wolfpine, but
I doubt Pandora's coming back here.
Yeah.
ever.
I mean, would Sir Fluffy Butt understand? If we told him to go find Pandora? Do you think he could?
You think he would
Remember
make it? Do you think we would? If we told him where she is, he would even know where that is?
I don't know.
Perhaps you can give him a map, Raven, and that will help too.
I'd rather him spend the rest of his lifetime in the wild where he was meant to be, rather than on a pointless quest to look for his master again.
Agreed.
He's smarter than he looks. He's not.
Well, then
No,
he
he's
should
an
know.
animal, but
If he's smarter than he looks, then he should fight to survive.
yes,
Well,
agreed.
let's just say this. Let him know where Pandora's at, and if he makes the choice of looking for her, then so be it. It'll be his choice.
All right, I'll talk to him then. I don't
We
know if
set
he
him free.
understands me.
All right, well, we need to get going. Sooner the better.
Maybe if we set him free in this forest nearby, if Pandora ever does come here looking for him, you can tell her that, well, he's in this local forest.
I could always send her a message letting her know where he's at.
This is true.
I
And if she wants to come get him, she can.
And like I said before, she might not even remember him.
that's what I'm worried about. I really don't want you using spells until after this is
Yeah.
dealt with. That wolf dropped a sloppy piece of meat on my face before. I'm sure we're friends now.
Phrasing?
Yes, phrasing. That's exactly because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So we go to the stables to get Crute's pet, and then I also take the time to just kneel down in front of the wolf.
Yeah. Well, I had already gotten mutton, but we can go back to the stables.
Oh, I just mentioned that I got the 2 horses and not mutton because
Crew got
Yeah.
mutton. Everything was ready right outside. All you have to do is bring it in if you're going through the teleporter.
all right. Well, then I'll just leave my horse at the teleporter and then go to the wolf and say, you don't like it here, do you, buddy?
It snarls as it shows its teeth, kind of pacing back and forth in this small stable pen.
You want to be free, right?
Kind of looks at you, tilts the head.
You want to be in the forest where there's all types of prey and just freedom as far as the eye can see.
Goes back to a little bit of pacing, keeping its eyes on you.
I can let you do that. I don't want you eating any humans, though.
Sits.
Your master, she's very far away. In fact, she's in a place called, was it the Hummingbird Village?
Pretty close.
Left-handed hummingbird?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is about... I'm just giving this wolf, like, geographical directions. Northwest of, or northeast of Glenson, further down from the Angel Touch Lake. And it's very far from here. But if you want to go look for her, and you want to spend the rest of your life doing that, it's definitely possible. But she's not here right now. And I want to give you the opportunity to make the choice yourself. Just be free, no masters to worry about. Or go back to Pandora, even though she might not remember you.
And stands up and just looks at you. You can give me an animal. You can give me an animal handling check.
Are we all there, or is it just Rixian?
I dropped off everyone else, and I'm
Yeah,
there
he's out by himself.
Okay.
my character sheet still isn't loading.
You want to try from D&D Beyond?
Oh, true.
Ooh, pretty good.
I forgot I was proficient in it.
I rolled pretty good for you too. You're not really sure if Sir Fluffybutt has understood any of this or not, but you definitely feel that a bit of a connection has been made. You know that it definitely wants the hell out of here. Been cramped up for quite a bit of time.
I grab a piece of meat and open his gate.
Takes a couple steps forward, looking at the piece of meat.
Just follow me, and you can have this and go wherever you want. And I'll start walking away.
As you walk out, you know, like the outsides of the city are going to be a little bit far away. It's going to take you about 30 minutes to get there and back.
And I'll just keep walking.
Okay, I mean, leading this dire wolf out with a piece of meat, no one is going to really bother you at all. I mean, none really even seem to have the courage or dare to step forth and even question exactly what you're doing. Anytime anyone gets within 10 feet of the meat, if it's not the piece of meat, if it's not you, signs of aggression are shown. So then they quickly back away.
I try to get his attention every time, and then just try not to be afraid of him. And I'm just walking beside him in a sort of manner of like that we're both equals, and we're just keep walking.
Okay, and about after the half hour passes, it takes you roughly 10-15 minutes to get to the gates, and then you can make your way back a bit quicker.
I keep going outside.
All right, keep going.
And as soon as I'm like 5 minutes down the road, I'll toss the meat like 10 foot in front of me.
Fluffybutt quickly runs over it, swallows it almost within a couple bites.
Good luck, buddy. And I wave and then turn back around.
And you start to hear. Then the sounds quickly diminish as the wind kicks up. You turn, look over your shoulder, and Sir Fluffybutt has taken off into the snow.
was a more dignified exit than Pandora's. And
I
I'll
was thinking
just
you were gonna old yeller him.
no.
That's cruel, dude.
And I'll just kind of jog back to to where I left the horse and to the teleportation signal. And I eventually make it back to where everyone else is.
Yes. When Rixian walks in, the rest of you been waiting nearly 45 minutes by the time Rixian returns.
He didn't eat you.
Yeah, it turns out he's not so bad once he gets a gnome. Right, teleporting. Yes, got it. And I'll keep the Ravenshaw sigil in mind as I instantly teleport us there.
All right, so you guys are heading out to Ravenshaw, correct?
Yep.
I guess so. What's so special about this city?
Ravenshaw?
Yes.
Nothing.
It's the nearest place we can get to our destination.
Ah, I see. I don't think I've ever been there before.
Well, you have. I don't know. Oh, okay. You know what? It has a lovely view, and smells like seawater. But it's a place with no significance to anyone.
Oh, well,
Just to make sure, real quick, sorry for interrupting, but Rixian, you're casting your spell to get here.
I mean, I have to, right?
No. I think Kroot has a recall set up here.
Which I still have to cast a spell.
Yeah.
What level
His
spell?
is lower level, so.
Okay, I'm just saying that there were multiple ways, so that's why I was more asking. But just to double check.
Recall is like a 6th level, right?
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
All right, then yeah, I'm using mine.
But if we need to get back, I've got that spell handy, so.
Very true.
Well, as you all do arrive, though, you find yourself in the, well, I would say familiar, but Raven, this being completely new to you, you find yourself in a very open room as your vision becomes back into focus. You see a large set of double doors off to the right and a set of stairs that leads up to another door straight ahead. Symbols of a raven are lining the wall as bits of light are created by small little sconces that are on the columns and towards the center of the room.
do I recognize anything?
No.
Okay. This is an interesting building. What is it? Is this like a guild or something?
Yeah. Yeah, I know the way out.
All right, lead the way.
Let's go. And I will walk with Mutton. I won't ride him through the guild. I'll hold his reins and head out that back door we went out that last time.
Mm-hmm. You make your way out back, going through the stable area. You see a few guild members from Ravenshaw, the Midnight Raven. And as each of you make your way out, and you'll hear a shout. Raven! Raven, is that you?
Yes, who's asking?
What do you mean you don't? Is this some kind of trick you're playing? Quick, stop fooling around. Your father wishes to see you at once.
What?
I'm like, hold on. Let me explain something to you. And I will take him beyond earshot where Raven's standing. I'll explain the whole situation to him about what went on.
The individual that had approached Raven?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll
So-
distract Raven's father in the meantime by explaining he's just not like in his right set of mind right now. Just let him get caught up.
Yeah. His dad's not there right now.
No, his dad's not there. It's one of the officers.
Yeah, I just tell him to give him like 10 minutes.
And I'll explain like everything to this guy, to the officer, about all the sacrifices that we made and that was Raven's. So
Wanted to make sure this was correct, but it's Wolfa, the male human that you've spoken with a couple of times with the uneven black hair and gray eyes, wearing the chainmail with the long sword at his side. So what you're telling me is that he no longer remembers anything.
tried.
Can you give me a
This the guy
persuasion
that
check
got
at
into-
advantage?
Okay, is this the guy that I got into a bar fight with?
No. This is the one
okay.
that you guys were speaking to when you were giving the information that led you to pretty much say, well, you guys fucking suck.
I got rolled a 13.
Lucky number 13. I'm not sure that I fully believe it. How would this even be possible?
You can just talk to him,
Magic.
and I mean,
Raven, make your way here right this moment.
I promise you that he's being genuine about it.
Stop fooling around.
You sure seem bossy.
Speak my name right this moment. Tell them you know who I am.
I don't know you.
See?
With a bit of like a taken back look, he'll look
I-
to the rest of you and just say,
I've never even been to this city before.
you were practically born here, boy. What do you mean you've never been here?
I have no memory of my childhood.
I'm going to retrieve your father at once. And then making his way through each of you, kind of bumping shoulders. Well, I guess as he kind of hits your shoulder, Kroot, and you more hit towards like his waist. With having that low center, sturdy of gravity, and being quite a bit stronger than this individual, you almost knock him off balance as he tries to make his way through you, but more so just hits like a wall. He kind of does like a little bit of an unelegant little spin before catching his footing, giving you a rough look, and then turning and making his way back in towards the guild.
Wait, are you saying I have a father?
I mean, you do.
Who are you
it's
asking?
just-
To him and to you guys.
Well,
Yes,
He just
I
left.
yeah,
I
okay,
answer
yeah.
and just go, yes, you did, but this was your choice to not remember him or the city.
Why? Okay, I gotta ask out of character. Do I know that I made this deal and I just don't remember what I gave up, or do I not remember making the deal?
You remember making the deal, but that's really it.
Okay, so this is what I gave up for the deal then?
Yeah.
In
Dad's
your
an
own
asshole
words,
anyway.
yeah.
And I would kind of say more so the reason you know that you made a deal is because they explained to you that you did, and then putting it together that Kroot and Rixian had done the same thing, at least to some extent.
So, okay, so I'm having kind of basically a revelation now that,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I gave up, and I'm gonna have to relearn everything all over again, I guess. But basically, everyone here is strangers to me, though.
You can leave. I mean, if you're uncomfortable, we don't have to wait for your father to get here.
I mean, I would feel like kind of a dick if I just left, but at the same time, I don't know this man.
Yeah, like I said earlier, he's an asshole.
But we really shouldn't get caught up in this in the first place. We need to go.
Yeah.
Is
You'll
he
have
gonna
time
be
to-
quick? How soon is he coming
Nah,
back?
I doubt it. How
With
many
our-
levels were there to this guild? 3 stories, 2 stories?
It's 3 stories tall.
Well, your father's office on the top story, so it'll take him some time to get up there and back. You could leave in the meantime.
We have mounts. They'll never catch up. Just let's go. Come on.
Okay.
Choice, though. It's your choice.
I mean,
If you want to sit here and try to explain amnesia to your father, who's going to try to keep you here, then go ahead.
we can come back after we go to the lake.
I I guess so.
I mean,
All right, no more hesitation. We need to go.
all right. Yeah. I mean, this is saving the world. This is more important.
Exactly. I've done it before. You're gonna get used to, putting family aside for this.
Yes, I know you have.
Well, as each of you begin to make your way away, can each of you give me a perception check? This will be for hearing.
$12.
Oh, you rolled a 22, dude.
No.
Oh, that was persuasion.
Yeah.
I thought he rolled a 22 too. I was like, damn, that plus 10,
Yeah.
where'd that come from? As each of you are riding away, you hear a voice yell out, Raven, while this is unfamiliar to you, Kroot, you will definitely place this to be Sarnan, the guild leader. While you don't hear the exact words that are called out, you do recognize the voice.
Like, just keep riding. It's just Sarnan.
Who's that?
He's the guild leader.
Oh. Bye, Dad.
All
You
right.
have to
Wherever
say
you are.
that.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would just be like, "We'll be back."
All right. Just wanted to make sure I caught up my notes. And then you guys can quickly make your way down, I'm guessing, to the south.
Yeah, to Cronmore Fen.
Yeah.
We're
Going on an adventure.
So as you all make your way out of the city of Ravenshaw, you find yourselves in a pretty bright, nice, and sunny day. The sun not even towards the peak of the sky yet, knowing it's still fairly early in the day, a little late in the morning, early afternoon at most. As you all begin making your way south, it being a long time since making your way down this road, seeing a couple of familiar sights as you head through, Rixian and Raven, mainly remembering running into a halfling here that was accused of murder and then bringing him back months ago. Plus, on top of that, you know that Hornmore Fen, even with just walking, is going to just take you nearly half a day. So it won't be very long before you make it here to the village. And now I get to look at all my shitty maps that I made almost 2 years ago. All right.
I've never been here, so I'm just following the road.
Yeah. They have the. I mean, while you guys are making your way there, would you like to share the story of what was done? Or just move on?
I'm the only one who knows about what happened in Coonmore, right?
Pretty sure Raven was there as well. Could have been wrong.
Well, I'm the only one who can explain it, rather.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, wait, no, you.
Well, I mean,
You
I think
would
I would have
remember
memory
this.
of. I would imagine I have memory of everything after leaving Ravenshaw, right?
The
Not the
things that you
reasoning.
like. So imagine like once you go into Ravenshaw, it's basically like a different world. There,
Mhm.
you do not know like basically anything, anything to do with the city, anything to do with the guild. But you would know that like feats and stuff that you've accomplished, just as you still know who Rixian and Crude are.
Right. So I just wouldn't know the reasoning why I did those missions, really. I
Exactly.
just
You're
remember
just like,
doing
I
them.
just helped
Yeah.
somebody for no reason. I'm not really sure why.
That's hilarious. I like it.
I need a break for like 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's go ahead and just take our break now then. Be able to pull up
Alright.
some old notes, and then when we get back, you guys can take care of that RP before arriving to
Okay.
Runmore Fen, and then we'll continue on.
Hey.
So, be right back. See everyone shortly. All right, and we're back. So, first things first, Rixian. Since we were gonna leave off with you explaining what happened here before Kroot joined each of your endeavors, take the lead.
I believe we were looking for this gnome fellow, and there was I can't remember anything if I didn't write it down, so I don't know how
Raven,
well
do you
I'm gonna
remember?
say it.
I'm gonna have to go back through my notes. I do not.
So, while making your way here, in anticipation to finding Akka, a halfling that was wanted for a crime. You guys were unsure of it at the moment, but once arriving here in Cronmore Fen, you had found that the leader, the governor of the town, Heiberld, an arcane sorcerer that you all ended up finding out in time to be kind of running this village with more of a, I guess how you would say, a mafia style, having a lot of like underground black market going on and stealing people's profits, overtaxing each of the villagers in order to fund her endeavors.
I did find some notes on it, actually. We found out about an aristocrat named Vertes that was looking for adventurers to find out what happened to his lost or missing daughter. We went to I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Quinner Fang's armory and spoke with someone named Devon.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually discovered this gang called the Maestros that had taken her. And I remember we were in like some kind of mansion where we fought them, and I think there were like, was it like water elementals or something in there that we had to fight to get her?
Indeed.
Yeah, basically we rescued her, and I don't really have much more than that. I think we basically told the mayor or that her contact what was going on, how there was like corruption with the bandits kind of running the city there.
Yeah, so then pretty much overall learning and finding out that she was the leader. And then once you had dispatched all of them, the villagers had gathered around. You had all anticipated it to not necessarily be the best thing. Then Wyatt, before he departed, and where you had found his remains at the Black Lake, went out, shared a few words with them, inspired the crowd, and then each of you were pretty much applauded when leaving. Other than that, just so mainly so you're aware, Kroot, as you all do arrive, it will be getting a little later in the afternoon, leaving a couple of hours after first light. You find yourselves in a somewhat familiar area. Kroot, and it's just like many other villages you've seen before. Most of the structures made out of wood, some of them being very primitive looking, few holes in the walls here and there. This large mansion, as you make your way in towards the middle, is completely in a disarray. It seems that no one has taken care of it or stepped inside, to say the least, in quite some time. And as you had pointed out, speaking with Devon, Raven, You will recognize Devon as he makes his way up to each of you, and with a bit of a smile, spreads his arms and says, "Well, welcome back, friends. It's been quite a bit of time since you've stepped foot here in Cronmore Fen."
Yes.
And
Is,
a new friend, to say the least. And he extends his hand towards you, Kroot, and says, "The name's Devon."
True.
this is our new friend, Kroot. Well, he's not really new anymore. New to you.
Well, it seems that your numbers have dwindled down quite a bit since the last time you were here. I hope everything has been well.
Hmm. Some yes, some not. We've definitely lost some members.
And news off from the west, and Badoon, Hoomster, and other villages near the Black Lake, it doesn't seem to be boding well for them either. Hope it does that darkness doesn't seem to stretch its way to Ravenshaw and into here as well.
Well, don't know as much about what's going on in Ravenshaw, but there's definitely been some chaos in cities of Elista. I mean, obviously we no longer have Wyatt or Pandora with us.
Well, is there anything that I can do for you? As you can see, this area is done quite well. We leave the manor up for a bit of remembrance, a shrine, if you will, and keep out the the evil intent.
How does that work?
As long as you're able to remember your past, you won't make the same mistakes in the future. As long as that still stands in one way or another, we'll be able to learn and to grow.
Is this like the end of the day with us traveling? Like, are we needing to stop anyways?
I mean, you have quite a bit more time to travel. From I mean, you really haven't gone much more south than here on foot. So,
Like, would we make it to Luga before night?
at least fairly close. You have a map, definitely can look and check. So, it would just take you a few hours. You'd get there right at sunset, or maybe an hour into the night.
I think we would keep going then.
Yes, I think we need to keep moving. We are in a bit of a hurry. But it was good to see you.
It's good to see you as well, my friends. Please be safe. Have Olan and Atia guide you.
It was nice to meet you.
And as you make your way out, Kroot, like following the others, still, of course, riding on Mutton, you'll notice that there is a fairly nice shrine dedicated to Olin as you all make your way out. And
Fine.
you feel as if that gesture made you understand a bit more that this individual is quite one with the gods.
We rescued his daughter for him from some bandits.
Ah, okay.
Some mission. I don't even remember where we got the mission from.
But if there's nothing that needs to be taken care of. We can just fast forward as you make your arrival to Luga.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dope.
Guess
So
we
as
need
each of
to-
you make your way, it will be just a tad bit after sunset with a slight orangish glow still in the sky. Off to the east, you can see the dark of night beginning to take over the horizon. Little bits of fires and that put off just a bit of light can be seen as you make your approach to Luga. A fairly small little hamlet. You can see that there are a mixture of humans and dwarves as you make your way up. They have no guards posted, and the only thing that you have to worry about, or I guess of note, is that Ephraim Rove makes her way up. A female dwarf. Somewhat of an angular face with white hair and green eyes. You can see that even for a dwarf, well, for a dwarf, I should say, she's quite old. A bit of wrinkles in the skin, and you can see that she has quite a bit of dirt underneath her fingernails as she makes her way up. Gives you a bit of an odd look, Kroot, and says, "Oi! What happened to your beard?"
It's a long story. I'd rather not talk about it.
No. Not sure what each of you are coming in for so late. And definitely from the north. You're not coming back from the mines, to say the least. What brings you here?
Pit stop mostly. We need some place to
Yeah,
sleep.
just passing through.
Well, don't cause any troubles. You'll bring everyone up in a bit of a ruckus. And don't have guards here. We're more of a self-governing type of folk.
Oh, no worries. We're just looking for a place to sleep.
Yeah, we're the most well behaved. Don't worry about that.
Or
Aye.
started any bar fights.
No one said anything about not having fun. But that little stone building right over there, that's one. She points towards just down the road a bit, and with everything being a wooden structure, it's quite easy to note this stone building. That there's the Spot Tavern. Got some fine ale, a good stew. You find yourselves a decent rest there.
Had me at ale.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, I'm not sure how long you'll all be here, but I do recommend checking out Commas before you leave.
What's that?
Only one of the finest forges, this blacksmiths that the world has to offer.
Who's the dwarf in charge?
Not just one single, a few of us dwarves and a couple of humans.
All right. We'll check it out. Thank you. Are they open still, or are they closed shop for the day?
He's closed for the night, but he opens quite early. Ever since the Dormant Mountains have come yet back alive, it's been all work, work, work.
Of course. Well, thank you. We'll check them out in the morning. I'm good to go to the tavern or whatever.
Same. Have a good evening.
Aye, each of you as well. I don't think you have it on, group, but just so you know, this track I know is loud.
I've got it turned down.
In comparison, that is. So as each of you make your way to the Hotspot Tavern, you open up these set of small double doors made of wood, and inside you can see there is a decent amount of people. For this small little hamlet, nearly everyone in this village must be here at the tavern. You see a few dwarves grouped up, clinking some tankards together with some of the humans. And quite notably, a lot of pickaxes and hammers are seen. Some just pressed and leaning up against the tables, some just laying on the tables themselves, some even just laying on the floor.
Is this a forge town or something, or a mining town?
Oh,
She
you
wasn't
bet your
kidding,
ass
though.
it is! As one little dwarf walks by, raising a tankard, and just keeps going on.
Very nice. Look forward to seeing the wares available in the morning.
Yeah, but for now, let's check out their ale.
Yes.
Now look for a table for us to sit at.
So, there's a very large table that is in the center of the room. Pretty much takes up a good portion of this little tavern. You can see that there's an empty spot where you guys can gather, but there's no real private tables available, but a few seats where you can either sit across or right next to each other. And as you sit, a female human will make her way over. The name's Miss Wardsav. What can I get each of you?
Ale. Oh, pitcher.
Are you even old enough to drink, young one?
Hey.
Oh, this is such a great running joke.
Your voice sounds deep. It sounds as if you're a dwarf, but it's stubble. It's not much of an excuse for a beard.
I'll lay down 2 gold pieces.
Well, if you've got the coin, then I've got the ale. How about you two?
Same for me as well.
Sure.
Nods. Well, I'll be right back with 3 tankards and a nice big pitcher. And then she'll make her way away after collecting the 2 gold coins, and then in just a minute and a half's time, returns with each of your ales. So if there's not much that needs to be conveyed, and you guys again just want to keep, I guess, like more so fast forwarding, making your way through. If you guys just need rooms and you want to move on, we have no reason to hold up.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm good with that.
Yeah, same here.
Rixian?
What?
Playing on your phone, dude.
You good with just moving forward, or is there anything that you'd wanted to discuss?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, I just let everyone know that once we hit the river, we're heading west. Or, no, that's east, right, from where we're going. And then,
Mostly southwest.
yeah, it's directly southwest, but I don't know if it's faster to go through the mountains or just keep following the road.
All right, well, let's get some rest.
Sure.
All right, well, taking a short rest will move us to, I believe, June 17th. Got a long way covered in just a day's time with teleport. But even with the new day, it seems that this tavern has not missed a beat, still being quite busy. But each of you awake to the sounds of the busyness of the tavern, but then after a few moments, a loud bell begins to ring, echoing through the small hamlet. And then each of the patrons of the tavern begin exiting, and the sound quiets down.
Stop one of them as he's exiting. I'm like, hey, what's that bell for? What's going on?
Well, it's time for work, hitting the mines.
Ah,
Where's your forge? We heard.
I'm talking about karma.
Yes, we heard good things. We wanted to check it out.
You'll find nothing but the best crafted there. Huh. He should still be there. He spends all day just hammering away. You can't miss it. It's just right over in there in the market.
Right, thank you.
So as each of you make your way out and into like the little market area, with it being quite small, this very open forge is quite easily noticed. This wooden workshop built around what each of you can see like this wave of heat coming out. Bits of white smoke pouring out through the rooftop as you can hear the sounds of a hammer meeting metal. As each of you make your way in, you will find quite a stout little dwarf, almost giving Kroot a run for his money with the amount of muscles that this one has. With bright red hair and a red beard that you can see is singed quite a bit as it's nears the bottom, it being quite uneven in some areas. You can see even some patches missing as bits of bare skin are shown with little bits of stubble beginning to grow back. Green eyes and wearing some very common blacksmith clothing, the brown apron, quite dirty. Looks to each of you. Good morning to you. Welcome to Cardamom's Forge. What can I do for you?
Oh, just wanted to see what kind of wares you had. We're adventuring types.
Well, you'll find nothing but the best here. The mines have been going well, and ever since the Dormant Mountains have found themselves back to life, well, it's been nothing but gold pieces coming in. And as you look around, you can see that there's quite an abundance of armor, plate mail, chain mail, hammers, great axes, swords. There is practically every type of heavy armor and weaponry you can imagine.
I put down the prism glasses to see if anything's magical.
Unfortunately, nothing is magical. If you all would like to give me an investigation check.
Now that I can do.
Rixian, you not being very familiar with a good abundance of this is definitely a little bit outside your wheelhouse of, armor and weapons that you usually partake in. But, you'll notice that a lot of this is really, really well done. Raven, you'll be able to point out that there's quite a bit of +3/+3 weapons and armor here. Not to mention more of an abundance of +2s and +1s, of course. But nothing here seems to be normally crafted by any means. This is all immaculately done.
Right.
This is good work. What's the guy's name again? Conman?
Karma.
Con man.
That's what I heard. Oh, it's karma, like karma.
Yeah. Good.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Yes, everything here is amazingly crafted.
Aye, thank you. Learned from some of the masters up in Vala, but when you make your way up from some of the more crafted ones, then you can find quite a bit of coin down here. As
I
he
believe it.
leans over to you, Kroot, and then in Dwarvish begins to say, let's just say that a lot of these humans and elves that make their way around aren't the most intelligent ones when it comes to wares.
There's quite a few smart ones out there. I'll tell them back in Dwarvish. But this is great quality work you've got here. Happen to have a mall, would you?
Aye, that I do.
Show me.
And he will point you over towards a little display case with all the weapons and things, and you see, I mean, just mechanically speaking, there is an abundance of, like, everything here. Even though Lugo's pretty small, this is definitely a gem to come across for when it comes to a blacksmith.
Yeah. I'm going to look for a maul. Looks like a ram's head. Both ends. Got
You
one?
don't find anything that specific, but he'll let you know that he can easily craft something of that nature. It'll just take like a bit of time if you got the coin. And for a fellow
Got the
dwarf, he pats you
coin,
on the
I
back, even though you don't have a beard. I'll cut you a deal.
How long of time are you talking? We're in a bit of a rush.
Well, it's nothing that's going to be completed in a day's time. As you're more than aware, fine craftsmanship takes time. I can have something rushed and perhaps done within a week or so. 10 days at most.
How much money are you talking?
How good do you want it?
What you got? My coin pouch, which is full of platinum.
I'll look for around 1,500 gold for finely crafted wares, but if you've got the coin on hand now, how's 1,300 gold sound? I have all of the
15.
specifications you like.
I'll give him 1,500. I'll give him 150 platinum pieces.
And you said ram's head on both sides, right?
Yes.
You make sure you just give me any specifications you'd want. If you want gems in it, if you want it made, like, maybe more like this, and he'll, like, just explain various types of ways. So what you can do, if you want to sit and ponder on it for a moment, I will allow you to send me like a PM, or just let me know when you think of it.
Okay.
Unless you have an idea now.
I'm like, I do. I'm like, you put rubies in the eyes. I'll pay extra if I need to. The Rams.
Aye. Rubies in the eyes. Got it, got it.
That's pretty much it.
Karma, I want to ask, do you have wares of magic? Any of that sort?
Nah, I don't really mess around with that thing.
I see. I mean, why would you when you are such an expert craftsman?
Look, if you know how to do it, I don't know how. But if you know how to, feel free. All you have to do is just pay for whatever you want first.
I wish I knew a little more. I have some basic knowledge of it, but I don't know how to do it per se. I've seen a friend do it.
I know of a couple that know how, but good luck finding them. They seem to like to stay hidden away.
Is it just me, or has Raven critiqued every single armory we've ever came across for
I
just
didn't
not
critique
having
him.
stuff?
I didn't critique him at all. I just asked him if he had any.
Raven's
in
just
stock.
a hater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really respect the workers union, and
I mean, I'm a wizard. I like magic. I mean, that's,
That was your defense last time.
yeah.
Who had that what's it called? You could magically inscribe something onto a weapon. Who had that?
Pandora, probably.
Unfortunately, she
okay.
did, and she was the only one with the knowledge on how to do so as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Fortunate.
Well, with that, what's the plan? Heading through the mountain? I mean, Kurt's Mount will get through there no problem from your previous experience, but Karma will inform you that there's not really a clear path through the mountains other than to the mine.
Honestly, I don't think it'd really save us time going through the mountain. It's gonna slow us down. I mean,
Maybe we could hire somebody as a guide. Be some type of ranger type of person.
maybe. I just know
You happen
navigating.
to know anybody like that, Karma?
Good
Well,
luck
so-
finding ones with those skill here. Maybe down in the next village to the south. That's a pretty decent sized place.
Oh, we don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, I think we're better off on our own, anyways.
Who's got the map?
I have it. It's right here.
See it?
Sure. It Oh, I can actually look at it now. And he squints really hard with his one eye.
So are they still called the Dormant Mountains?
Well,
Well,
as
we
far
don't
as
have
I'm
dormant
concerned,
anymore.
I don't call them dormant anymore. But
Right.
that's what they were known for, being volcanoes that have been dead for over the past 1,000 years. But ever since some random folk awoke the red dragon there, well, the volcanoes have come back to life.
Dragon?
Oh, yeah.
A red dragon.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
Ah, yes. Many of them are.
And I'll take a look at the map. I'm like, well, if we follow the road, get to the river, and then just head west along the river, be our best route instead of going through the mountains.
Yes, I think the mountains will slow us down too much anyways.
Yeah, well, Mutt and I could traverse them easily, but
Even if we knew where we were going, I think it would slow us down to probably about the same speed. Why risk it?
not mutton.
Well, you got us too, so we'd slow you down.
Yeah, the horses would have a hard time.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we don't want to be bringing a guide with us. This is private matters.
I was just saying if we went through the mountains. If we follow the road here, I think we'll make just the same amount of time.
Yes,
Better time.
agreed.
I'm going to look around the shop and see if he's got any helmets. He is a dwarf, and they're used to dealing with rams, and see if he's got any kind of like helmets for a ram.
That he does.
Like, how much for that one there? That looks like, well, here, hold on, and I'll... excuse me. I'll bring mutton over. You mind if I try it on him?
Oh, you have a water ram yourself. I haven't seen one of those in many years. Yes, try it on. It should fit.
Yeah, and I'll feed him a dry apple. Full of dry apples that I have as I'm trying the helmet on. God, looks like this might be a good fit for you, boy.
Oh, hold on, you're missing a couple pieces right here. And he'll then hand you a couple of these greenhorn cones. You put those on on the edges of the horns, and well, it gives it a little extra oomph and protection for the good one there.
Would you by chance have budding for a horse, maybe splint or even plate?
Do you all have enough gold for all this?
Oh, yes.
Well,
Did you not see our friend just pull out the platinum?
I figured that was all that you had.
Oh, no.
Well, look, if
Oh,
you've
no,
got
we've got
all this
plenty
kind
more.
of coin, you all can have whatever you want. And if I don't have it, I'll make it done.
Do
For
I...
this helmet.
Yeah.
What
do you have in
the
stock
helmet?
for them?
That one right there, that'll run you 500 gold.
And what would that be? 50 platinum?
Yep.
What do you have for the, in stock for the horse?
Oh, I've got
Guarding?
a few chain blankets you can throw out over them. I've got a couple of nice, that are custom made for some that never came back, expecting them to be dead. And if your horse fits, well, then you can have it. They've already paid half, and it just costs 300 more gold.
Is that, do I know it, like, do they have, like, splint? Like, what is it? Like,
Yes, splint.
splint? Okay. I'm assuming he doesn't have plate readily available.
Not custom for a horse, no.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I guess I'd take the splint. I'm assuming it's what it typically is, or...
He's charging 300 gold and says they've already paid for half.
Oh, wow. So you mean like 300 is the other half, or 150?
300 is the other
Okay.
half.
All right, yeah, I'm showing the 300.
Come on. You can give him a
Uh,
deal on that as much gold as we spent here today.
Well, I
Alright,
gave it to him for basically half off.
That is a deal.
You can do better.
I
Go
mean,
ahead and give me a persuasion check if you want. And Rixian, do you have anything that you want for your horse or yourself?
No, he's just kind of watching this happen.
I mean,
I guess not.
Look, 50%'s enough.
I guess you're right. Dwarf's gotta
It's
make
fine.
his gold.
Yes. My greedy friend here.
Greedy, I was trying to save you some money.
We already have.
Kroot, with your prior investigation, you'll know that this, I mean, obviously is well crafted, but with Raven, you'll know that the helmet purchased for the ram will add +2 AC and also a D8 of piercing damage when
Oh, nice.
it charges.
Nice.
And for the splint mail, it
It's just
is
splint. I
just
mean,
just splint. Sorry, but
so, but it raises AC to 17 from like
yeah,
11.
it's still
So, I
good.
mean,
It's just
yeah.
you know.
I mean, I think a horse's AC is like 11, so 17 is pretty
Mhm.
good. I mean, yeah.
Well, it seems that everything kind of fits like a charm, and as you look over towards your horse, Raven, you can see that it definitely doesn't fit like a charm. There's quite a bit of improvements, especially to your standards, since you're so nitpicky. You can see where some of the pieces are a little bit too large, some a little bit too small in some areas, but I mean, it does the job.
All right. Can I like insight if he's being like super serious, or does he like know that it's not quite?
Oh, he's not trying to be serious at all. He's definitely meaning it more as like a joke.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe when we come back, we can do a little more measurements and
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
well, he can take a little
yeah,
bit more time, and he'll
yeah.
slap you
When
right
we're
on the
not as much
butt.
of a when we're not in much of, as much of a rush, you know. Yes.
Well, if y'all are so pressed for time, perhaps you best get going. I'll get to work on that mall, and we should have plenty of things. Are you dead set on rubies? Perhaps some emeralds or things of that manner?
Emeralds would work.
All right, okay. Whatever they find in the mines, I'll make them cut and set, ready to go, and then when you're here, I'll show you more choices. Whatever you think looks best.
Very well.
All right. Then with that, each of you can begin to head out.
Yep, we head out.
Yep.
So as each of you make your way, following the road, it's a bit of a cloudy day as the birds are chirping, and some fly away as you make your way past the bits of trees. You pass a few travelers along the way that just give you a nice little smile and hail as they pass. Some heading to the north, some you kind of overtake as they're heading down to the south. As it's getting close to near midday, Kroot, can you make me a Constitution saving throw and then follow that up with a Wisdom saving throw?
Okay. Ooh. Oh.
Damn! So with the con save, you'll begin to like feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Your stubble becomes a bit itchy. And you'll recognize that someone is casting a spell on you. With the wisdom save, you'll know someone is trying to tap into your mind and send you a message. If you wish to allow it, you can, but if not, you can push it away.
If I know it's a message or not like a charm spell, is there any way I could tell the difference? It's sending, I should know what it is because I can do it myself.
It is indeed sending.
Allow it.
Well, if you can hear this, dwarf, I have acquired the next piece. I want the others. Bring them to me, or your loved ones die. And then that's all.
Now tell the Rixian and like I just got a message from Dickalar.
What?
He acquired the piece. Yeah, he sent me a message magically.
Do you believe him?
Well, we were told that he already acquired the piece in Laos, so that's exactly what he said.
We said it was likely. We don't know for sure.
Did he at least wish us well?
But he said, yeah,
That's pretty funny, Rixian.
yeah. Well, anyway, he said that if we don't take him the other pieces, he was going to kill our loved ones.
I have loved ones.
Yeah, you have
Question
us.
I asked myself.
Yeah. Well, you guys are with me, so I mean, aside from you guys, I don't think I know anybody that,
I'm just wanting to know what I should answer him. Didn't say where to meet him at.
You could tell him that we'll go ahead and bring the pieces right over to him. Because that's technically what we're doing.
Well, I can't see his face or anything, but could I do some type of insight check on that? See if he's telling the truth about our loved ones?
Like you said, unfortunately you can't see the face, so I'll allow the insight check, but it will be at disadvantage.
Quick disadvantage, but I'm going to give myself guidance. Find it. There it is. Come on, roll 20. Ooh, still a 24.
damn son.
I guess that's pretty good. I mean, it seems pretty true. While you're quite unsure of exactly what loved ones come to mind for you, Groot, I mean, there's, maybe not necessarily loved ones per se, but at least some people that may have more of a meaning to you in particularly from your past. But everything that was relayed seems pretty true, especially as you said with the thought that he might have extracted the piece from Laels and then from the message saying that he did.
Should I just tell him to kiss our ass, or
No, just tell him that we'll meet you soon.
Say, where you at, Home Slice?
send him a message back and say, all right, Dickalar. First things first, we need to know where you're at. And that's the end of my message.
Well, if you allow it, I will forego the wisdom save, but you can, of course, resist it in anticipation and more
I'll be
so
expecting a message back.
I was gonna say more so feeling that that he's gonna send some type of response, which indeed you get one quite quickly. Took enough time. Back where we first met in the not the Dormant Mountains. In the Nyazima Mountains. That's where I hold his sister, your captain, and soon his father.
Do I know who he's talking about? His sister, your captain?
I mean, other than maybe your captain, feeling that it relates to you, and knowing that, I mean, the most significant captain for you is, Captain K,
Yeah.
Mr. Croth.
I'll tell the other two about this message again.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a chance he's bluffing, but you still need a piece to get.
The tone of his voice, I don't think he was bluffing. I'm not sure whose sister he is referring to. I don't have any sisters.
I do.
Do you think he has a way of getting to her?
Which is why I'm a bit skeptical, because the only significant sister that he could be talking about is Joriel, and my other 11 sisters are still safe at home.
And did your parents not have a TV? I mean, crystal balls to watch?
No, they have plenty of things to do at home, really.
Yeah, obviously.
What about your each of your fathers? Are you worried about them?
I haven't seen my parents. I don't think they're alive.
Hmm. Is he possibly referring to this man that was chasing us when we left Ravenshaw?
I'll tell him the destination he told us to meet him at, too, so.
Right, well, he obviously wants them all, so why don't we just get the last one?
Unfortunately,
Agreed.
from where it had issues with Roll20, it doesn't have it marked on the map anymore. But this mountain range over here.
Yeah. Because, what is that name of that city? Mito?
Mm-hmm.
It's part of my backstory.
Yep.
What was it again he told us to meet him at?
The mountains?
The mountains.
Nyanzima.
Nyanzima Mountains.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's where my family's from.
Well, that doesn't seem like a very convenient way for us to get to.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna meet him in 2 weeks whenever we get there.
Did he say 2 weeks?
No, that's just how long it's gonna take us to travel there if we walk.
I could take us to Blucksmouth.
Waste another spell. Well, I guess if it's gonna take us 2 weeks of travel, we could teleport there and rest a week. And take less time,
Good
technically.
idea. Tell them that it'll take us 2 to 3 weeks to get there. So we're on foot.
I guess if technically all the way down here, it probably would take us 3 weeks on foot. So
Yeah. Back.
teleporting, resting a week, taking a day or two to walk the rest of the way is shaving off
Good
2
idea,
weeks of
Raven.
time.
You tell them that. And I'll message back. On horseback, so it'll take us 2 to 3 weeks to get there. And that's the end of my message.
At that point, no response is given.
Right, he didn't say anything else. Let's get this mission over with.
Yes.
Just follow
Okay.
the river here to the lake.
Yep. And we just gallop on over.
So what I will do is move you all to here, which is where the sun will begin to set at this point.
I think we would have stayed on the north side of the river.
Okay. If the north side of the river?
Yeah. Be the shorter route.
Fair. Put you all to here, where it begins to become sunset, and with the little bits of the sun making its way through the mountain range, you can see that this lake, nice and calm, and a center landmass, well, it's a bit small. It's quite noticeable with the large trees that are off on the island. But with it getting a little late, it leaves each of you with the question whether to camp or to make your way across now.
Probably best that we rest.
Yeah, I agree.
So we have to, yeah.
And I can do my usual morning rituals. Give us the ability to breathe underwater if necessary.
How long does that spell
That was
last?
a lot louder than I thought it was fucking gonna be.
Water breathing is 24 hours.
Yes, it is. So that's why I do it every morning.
Oh, okay.
I mean, whether we're going on water or not, there's no point in not doing it. I mean, it's just my daily morning routine. And, yeah. So, I guess I'd set up the dome.
We're gonna take watches.
Yeah, take watches. I'll set up the dome. The tiny hut. I mean, I can take 2 of the 3 watches as a, meditate for 4 hours.
All right, I'll take first watch then.
I'll take second and third, I guess.
Okay. Can each of you roll me initiative, please?
Oh. We need to get our tokens on the map to do that, or is that...
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, just roll initiative. All right. That's... God damn it, I keep clicking the wrong one. It's really a 29 and 18. I don't know why that initiative keeps resetting to 5. It's supposed to be a +7.
No problem.
Yeah.
Crew, roll me a perception check, please.
Is this for the watch or just a perception check in general?
For the watch, indeed.
Okay.
So with the sounds of what is almost remnant of a beach kind of echoing out, you hear gulls kind of cawing out as they fly above You can see their silhouettes just a bit as they make their way past. As you look out towards the lake, you will notice that it almost looks to be as smooth as glass. The river running down just to your south, you can see the current as it makes its way out to the sea. The moon giving off a bit of light, as you'll note that it is a half moon for the night. You see these large silhouettes appearing and disappearing out on the lake. They almost appear to be like snakeheads, but much, much too large to be a snake.
They headed in our direction, or are they away from us?
They
Or
almost seem like it's a small pack that's swimming about. It doesn't seem to be paying any mind towards your area. You'd almost
Okay.
kind of familiarize this with like dolphins hunting in the sea.
well, as long as not posing any danger to us, I'll let Raven trance and see and sleep.
Other than that, the night is uneventful. So with Rixian being the last one, last watch, each of you kind of waken, I'd assume a bit gently from Rixian.
Raven took the last 2 watches.
Oh, Raven took the last. I thought it was Rixian. I apologize.
Sorry,
So
yeah.
Raven, we'll wake everyone up.
Yep.
I'll let him know what I saw.
Mhm.
Describe it as best can.
Just keep an eye on it, basically, and if it, if they get aggressive towards us, then I wake everybody up. But
Being a sailor, would I have any kind of indication or clue as to what this creature could be?
You can roll me a history check at advantage.
Oh, 14, not too bad.
Other than knowing that there's, quite a bit of, story tales coming from sailors, nothing really seems to match this description of what you've seen. Perhaps it's not something that makes its way out to the sea.
Okay. I don't know what it could have been, but let's keep an eye out.
Okay, so as you each make your way to like the shoreline, make sure that you mark off a ration and let me know on how you're going about. I'm guessing you're just going to attempt to walk across, but what are you doing with your mounts as well?
I mean, we just leave them here and swim back.
should we do the? I don't suppose either of you have the water walking spell.
No, well, you said you were going to let us breathe underwater. That's why I didn't prepare it.
Right.
I can just breathe underwater, so I'm fine.
Oh.
Before we take off,
1 second, I need to check something real quick.
I'm going to cast 8 on the 3 of us. We all get 5 extra temporary hit points. Not temporary, max hit points.
I would if we're gonna go swimming, I would swap from my jackal mask to the crocodile one, so I get the swimming speed.
I figured. But good call. And I mean, Rixian's fine. He's basically a merman. So, I mean, so far it really seems that the biggest issue is Kroot. So are you going to cast water breathing on him?
It's on everybody within like up
Okay.
to 10 creatures. Yeah, it's a ritual, and I just I pick
All right. I just wasn't sure if you were just going to do it on a single target or not. So just double check.
I do it to the party every morning.
All
Yeah.
right.
And then if we have time, I would also ritually cast telepathic bond on the three of us. Where's the... I don't know why that did that roll, or is that?
It does. Pretty sure it doesn't require a roll.
It does. I don't know. That wasn't. That was Kroot's dice, anyways. It wasn't mine. I don't know why that.
Well,
Anyways.
as long as each of you are okay with it, then you know.
Especially if we're gonna be underwater.
The
it would
time
Yeah.
and then that being cast.
Yeah.
That's,
if we can telepathically
it doesn't
communicate
say how
while
long the
underwater.
spell is, though. How long is it?
I don't know why. When it comes over from D&D Beyond, they changed the way it came over. I don't know why they do that. It only lasts for. Hold on. It lasts for an hour.
Okay.
But I mean, it's still. I mean, could be coming pretty handy.
Well, then, as you each make your way, can each of you give me an athletics check while you swim, unless there's anything else specifically that you'd like to do?
Yeah. No, before we enter the water, we'll pull out a leather strap from my backpack and start wrapping it around my arm. Cast this. This will help me a little faster into the water.
Do I make an athletics check if I have a swimming speed?
Well, yours is going to be at advantage.
Okay. I'm assuming that means there's like a current or something that's requiring it, because.
More so of just like how well about this goes.
Gotcha. Is it like not acrobatics? It's strictly athletics, though. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm not athletic, but assuming swimming is like walking for me, then.
Yes, of course. As Kroot had relayed from what he had seen last night, you do feel the current moving towards the river and making its way out to the ocean as you begin swimming out. As you dip your heads underwater from time to time, for the first hour while you have this telepathic bond, can each of you roll me a perception check?
And this is normal because I swapped masks.
23.
Ew.
So as
terrible perception.
each of you are looking around, you see quite a nice amount of fish, a lot of freshwater life, to say the least. Kroot, you will spot something that looks very familiar that what you had seen last night swimming about. As you see this creature, the silhouette of it well off in the distance, making its way to the west, you will note that it pushes up off of the lake floor, and with a bit of muck that plumes up, you'll see it kind of gracefully swim, whipping its full body in almost like a mermaid-like fashion. You note that the head is that of a serpent, but the body looks that of a fish and that of some type of land animal as well, noting that it has a few legs.
Fins.
Fins. It will have fins, legs, and a pretty decently long tail as well. And as earlier stated, a serpent-like head.
Headed our way.
It's heading off to the west. It's heading in the direction that you guys are going, but not towards you.
I'll telepathically tell that.
I think with the bond, they can actually see what you see as well. If I'm
Let's
not
go to the
mistaken.
spell and double check. You forge a telepathic link among up to 8 living creatures of your choice within range, physically linking each creature to
Nope.
all the others.
It's just language. Or talking. Did I remember?
Yeah, can communicate telepathically
I
through
was
the
giving you
bond,
too
whether
much.
or not they have a common language. Whether or not they have a common language, so it works even if we don't share the language.
Yeah, so you can communicate that, Kroot, no problem.
Any distance, except it can't go to other planes. So we can literally be on other sides of Elista and it would still work, which is cool. But it only lasts an hour. And the casting range is only 30 feet. So it doesn't work unless I'm casting it when we're near each other.
Well, as Kroot said, he relays that.
Yep.
Guess just continuing on.
I think so.
No words.
Yeah, we'll continue.
So at this point, not much else is noticed as you're making your way across. Can each of you give me a con save? As swimming and preventing a lot of, especially for you, Kroot, this weight from, sinking all the way down and just going about. Each of you, well, Kroot, you would expect to feel tired, but, you've gone overboard, saved plenty of sailors from drowning in your past, and this is no problem. And the capability of breathing underwater makes it so much easier as well. But each of you, while feeling, Rixian and Raven, that is, feeling like, the muscle wear and just like that bit of endurance, you guys are still just fine being able to, poke your heads up above water and kind of maintain the same level, if so desired.
Mm-hmm.
But as, you kind of keep your eyes peeled and taking a look around, you'll note that it does take quite a bit of time to make your way across to where you begin to make your way to a shoreline. As you look above, you can see that quite a few hours have passed. The once rising sun is now near midday as you each begin to make your way out of the Angel's Touch Lake water onto this nice little island, this landmass in the center of the lake.
All right. So I can't see anything. So you guys
But how
need to
big is
guide
this
me.
landmass? And is it like 1,000 feet across?
From taking a quick look around, it seems to be somewhere in between a half mile to a mile in diameter. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see from where you're at up, like on the east coast, up to the north before it wraps back around in the south to give you a rough estimate. The center, though, being just dense forest. These large trees, some extending 80 to almost 100 foot up into the air. It seems that no life has touched this area in quite some time.
Like, hey, Raven, anything magical in the area?
Check with the glasses.
You do not sense any magic.
Nothing so far.
We are familiar with oh my God, what is it called? Thing we're looking for, right?
As in the piece? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You have a picture, you have a book on it. I would say,
Okay.
even if you're not necessarily in the, what's the word I'm looking for? like the remembering of everything, you have enough materials to pull it up.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll cast locate object. Maybe this will help us find this thing faster. If it's nearby.
Crew, you get a like a pool off to your west, going into the forest, and
It's this way.
like
Point starts
right
headed that
after
way.
you finish saying that, you no longer feel the pool.
That's strange.
You would have felt it slightly go in motion, but can you give me an Arcana check at advantage?
On. Roll 20 is lagging a little bit.
Oh yeah. From your knowledge, you would know that you found what you were looking for, but with your knowledge of the spell, it's no longer on this plane.
Oh, it was here and then it just
It seemed to
shifted?
just have disappeared.
I'll tell Rixian and Raven that. I'm like, it was there. And now it's not there.
Interesting.
Another plane, you said?
But I don't know what direction it moved, if it did move at all.
It did move a bit. It was still off towards the center of this landmass off to your west, but you were able to feel it just basically twitch, and then it disappeared.
And the spell doesn't specify as to how far away the object is. So it was at least within 1,000 feet, so let's travel that far at least. We can find.
So did this remains react to your magic?
I have no idea.
How about we use the half remains crown? Doesn't it pull towards the remaining pieces?
Oh yeah, it's a good idea.
Well, I'll see. Can I take
Well,
it
I'm
out?
still walking the direction that the spell barely pulled me to.
Yeah, and have the remains out.
You do feel the remains pulling towards this center part that Kroot had pointed out. But it is very, very faint. Almost non-existent.
Yeah, I have a very light grip on it so I can just faintly feel it around and keep walking.
Well, as each of you begin to make your way, you'll each note that after getting roughly 500 feet into the tree line, making your way around and, kind of going under these overgrown trees, some fallen, you'll note that there's a couple of makeshift paths that make it a bit easier to make your way about. Soon, you find a very large clearing as each of you make your way towards the tree line. Looking around, you then see these creatures that Kroot, from what you had spotted and pointed out before, become a bit more distinguished and notable. With this cobra-like head, you can see these whiskers that whip about, these large skin-like flaps that extend from its neck that goes down to its body, and with almost like a dragon-like body and tail. However, this doesn't have scales. It looks more just like regular reptile skin, perhaps more like a lizard or a snake, but with black, orange, and white spots all over its body. You'll see 6 of them. Each of you will see the 6 of them standing about, all looking towards this humongous, multi-headed furred creature.
Furred?
I'll whisper to the other, that, what that is.
Do we know what it is?
Yeah, I guess I'll try to think about it.
And another important question: have any of them spotted us?
It doesn't seem so. The 6 like the white, orange, and black creature staring at like this large, humongous creature in the center. You'll see as it turns, it resembles that of a wolf with this dark black fur towards the center mass, when its tips looking almost as this amber color, kind of representing a bit of a dark flame. As it turns, you'll see 3 heads, each with a pair of horns, these blue eyes giving off a bit of light as it looks towards the 6 creatures. You can hear a bit of growling and barking.
Anybody know what it's saying?
No, I do not. I'll just wait and see what happens.
So what I'm going to do is move you all to this map so you can see, but you will place your tokens right here.
All right, I didn't see the ping.
I had to zoom out.
Down on the south center.
Okay.
These are interesting creatures. Those are cool looking. Crap, I gotta
Thank
drive
you.
back.
Don't forget, you guys have 5 max hit points.
How much? 5? Need to add that.
So as you all find yourselves in a bit of like a comfort safe area, being well away, you'll see this humongous dog-like creature with 6 legs as it stands up, revealing this altar. At this point, can each of you give me your perception checks? Rixian. Just by the way, if you use your blind sight at this point, your perception checks will no longer be at a disadvantage for sight.
I mean, yeah, I kind of prefer to blindside. Either
Are
way.
we on land here, right? I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I would swap masks back to the jackal.
Do I know if this is some type of demon? Or, let me call it. What's the name of the lower plains creatures?
I mean, it looks like a Cerberus, but
Well, this is what each of you note. But with your perception checks, Raven and Kroot, you will both catch this little sliver of light that seems to have appeared briefly towards the center of this stone platform, almost resembling that of a lightning bolt, appearing and disappearing quite quickly.
On the platform? Like the center thing here?
Yep.
Would we recognize that as the remains that we're looking for?
It didn't resemble that, but that is what you had noted. But like you said, back to your jackal mask. At this point, as this large creature begins to sniff in the air, you'll see the heads beginning to scan the area. One looking up to the north, one to the west, and one to the south.
What are we doing here? You're going to...
So it doesn't look like those other creatures are enemies, but rather friends of this giant one.
Yes.
Fiend. That's the word I was looking for.
I mean, do we think they're aggressive?
They might.
One way to find out.
I mean, they might hurt us. So do you think that they sensed the locate object, or
I think they sent it to another plane intentionally.
well, then we have no choice but to defeat them in order to bring it back.
Do we have a way to communicate with them?
This one's circling around, still sniffing the air and scanning the area.
I don't.
We're not going to communicate with them, dude.
I mean, we could always try talking, see if they understand. Seems, not exactly a normal creature.
They don't talk. I'm fairly confident.
Oh, I would assume so too, but...
Especially since it looks like they're looking for people like us who want the thing that they're guarding specifically. There's no sweet talking out of that.
Says for people like us, I'll start counting us.
That's
Is your vision blurred, Rixian?
no, but I saw a glimpse of it with my blind sight. I mean, both is true, but I'm focusing on my other eye.
You said 4 of us. There's 3.
I said for all of us.
Oh.
Oh.
You hear the dog
All right.
beginning to bark. Then the 3 heads, each focusing on you. Or, I should say, more of in your area. The
I'm
other
gonna step out.
creatures-
Hey, what'd you do with that piece?
Jesus
Common.
Christ.
Dwarfish.
You see these slightly, I guess, beautiful looking creatures moving forward, right at the following the steps of this large dog-like creature. As it barks more, you can see this bit of drool emitting from the left head as it falls down. It whips over, snapping towards the center as it kind of gets a bit of an attitude as the center's head then batters it, hitting it on the side. You can see that a bit of driblets of blood fall to the ground.
Do I get any kind of response for my question?
Fortunately not. It seems that that was your response. But at this point, what I will ask each of you is, do you want to go through this battle, or do you want to hold this off for next time?
But we still have 39 minutes to play, right?
Yeah, we can get through a couple rounds for sure.
Let's start it up.
If everyone else is cool with that. I'm
I think
gonna write down the turn order if that's what we're gonna do, just in case.
I think one round would be good.
You getting tired?
No,
Just woke up.
I just woke up and I have other things to do, like eating and preparing for other things.
You know the game time. 7 to 11, bro.
Yes, but I have a new sleep schedule now.
Yes. So as long as you're okay with us getting, I mean, one round will put us pretty near the end of our time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I want.
Are we rolling initiative?
Yep. Go ahead
Yeah.
and begin to roll initiative, please.
Oh, that was almost a 20.
Just by the way, they don't have zeros. I just have to roll theirs and then input it.
My initiative would be higher than Kroot's.
How did we end up on the same color? I just realized.
Because you
Okay.
took an enemy colored token.
No, like I don't. Was I always on green? I don't remember.
Oh, that, yeah.
Or did you change? I don't remember if I changed or if you changed.
I didn't touch anything.
I don't remember touching anything either. That color. Still kind of blue, but want something I'm gonna be able to see. Half these colors in here are so dark I can't read the font.
Okay. Well, just double checking. Raven with the 20. Rixian, you said yours should be higher?
I edited it.
Okay, good. Thank you. And then we got Kroot's. Okay. This one will get to here and then bare its fangs towards you, Kroot. And then we move to Raven.
All right. I'm going to cast. Well, I guess I'll bonus action activate my blade song, and then my action, I will cast. I don't know if this is gonna show up here. Actually, I think I can do it from Roll20 now. I don't like the way it's been coming over from D&D Beyond. Sickening Radiance, and I'm gonna place it on. It's a. What is the range on it? It's a 30-foot radius sphere, and I'm gonna place it. Yes. Oh yeah. If I can
That'll hit Kroot.
get access to. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna hit you. I'm just trying to.
There, that ring can be used for all players, but you can put the aura on it and move it as well.
Yeah.
And then
There,
if
it'll miss.
need be, then I'll put the
There we go. Let's see.
Can you guys see the aura?
Yes.
Okay. Just double check.
I can.
If you hold Alt, you can put it in a more precise spot versus on the grid.
Like that, maybe, you think? Or maybe a little lower. No, to like actually... Shit, no, I need to... Does that hit?
You got to cover half
4?
of the token.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
Just go for 4 of them.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's close enough, but you're only going to get the 4.
4... Wait, like the 4 small ones and the one and the big guy? You mean?
No, 4 in total.
The big guy and then the 3 small ones on the right.
Okay, well then, here, let me... I wanted to get it more centered then, I guess. Shit. There we go.
Now you'll only just get 3.
No, that's 4.
That's still 4. He was saying 3 of the small ones and the big guy, not 4 of the small guys.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah, I'm trying to put it so where we can still move up, but
Yeah.
yeah. All right, cool.
Okay, I see.
So those guys need to make con saves, DC 18.
Yep. So from left to right, the first one is a 18, unfortunately.
All right.
The second one, which is the large one, is a 19.
Man.
Ooh, sorry, bud. And then a natural 20 and a natural 19 on the dice.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, man.
All right, so this is one of those spells where nothing happens then.
Unfortunate.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's my turn. No, it's a concentration. It's still...
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. You want me to add the radius back or the 30 foot? There we go.
Gotcha. Is that the end of your turn, or you got some movement you
Yeah,
want
no,
to throw out there?
no, that's it. But it is a concentration, so don't walk into it, guys.
Okay. As long as I can see the aura, I'll know.
This one will sprint, moving forward towards you quite quickly, and then begin. You'll see its whiskers, the little bits of like tentacles coming from its just like its cheek-like area, whipping back and forth. They both begin to point towards you as you see this little bit of light begin to emanate from the tips. This one will get to here. Big guy will move to here.
Good puppy.
And then one of its heads will lunge towards you. The left head will attempt to bite you. It'll be a 27 to hit.
I will use shield. My shield.
Okay.
Will give me a 28 armor class.
Then as it reflects right off of the shield, you'll see these bits of sparks as the fangs hit this opaque barrier. Then it'll turn. You see this tail becoming coming around. Will Kroot and well, actually, all of you can. All 3 of you give me a dex save, please, as the tail whips around. This will also cause this creature to make a dex save as well.
Did I make it with a 16?
Unfortunately, not with a 16.
Then I will use one of my charges from my Ring of Evasion. Save.
Does a 26 save?
Yeah.
I'd hope so.
So, Rixian, you're using your evasion. That makes you automatically save, correct?
Yes.
All right, just double checking. I wanted to make sure I remembered it correctly.
I guess that's a pretty good item for
Rixian, you will take
Low dex.
13 damage.
Yeah.
Crute and Raven, you will take 6
oh shit.
piercing damage, and then for the bludgeoning, Rixian, you will take 19 bludgeoning damage. Crute and Raven, you will take 10.
That's with the pass.
Yep.
It'd be 9, right?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, round down.
So wait, 6 and 9, so 15 total.
Yep.
All right. So hold on, my 10 hit
And-
points. So that's 10 damage spill over the 10 hit points.
Ooh.
That
You'll
wasn't
see
bad.
this creature as it gets hit with the tail. As most of you avoid it, some just more so getting hit by debris from the trees as they get knocked down in the winds. It feels that as if razor blades cut across some of you as the tail just whips past. You see the creature just to your northwest, Crute, looking a bit bloodied after that. And then with that, we move to Rixian.
So do we have the specifics for the fire breath and the lightning eye thing?
I just realized I gotta make a con save.
I forgot all about those.
Oof, close.
I don't believe you have the specifics. You know that you have the capability of doing it, but it is a thing that you can add on to like your attack in spells as a free action. So if you wish to like basically like you add an extra damage dice for free by combining the breath.
Okay.
That's the easiest way I can put it. So if you were to cast a firebolt, right? And it normally does 1d10 and you had this ability, it would do the 1d10 plus the either the fire or the lightning, whichever you chose.
1d10 plus fire or lightning, but we don't know the damage. Is that what you're saying?
You do. I believe the lightning, it was 1d10 and the other was a d6. But you know that the fire does AoE.
Okay. I need to write this down.
Yeah, I'll put it down in writing to make it a bit more clear. But basically, these are just like extra damage that you can add with like your attacks for free.
Crude, are you planning on moving in further? Because I might put down a storm as well.
No, I can't move where I'm at right now. 2 opportunity attacks if I move back, so I'm not planning on moving forward.
Well, actually,
Well, that is a bit metagamey, but
I mean, yeah, but
Well, you would know not
Rick-
to take an opportunity attack, though.
Rixian has put a storm right on top of you before and didn't want that to happen again. So let me see.
actually, I walked into the storm.
Okay. And just to be clear, since my blue dragon mask gives me extra breath charges,
Oh, cool.
I should be able to use that very often this fight. So I'm going to use. Okay.
Oh my gosh, all these arrows coming out. It's fucking geometry all over again.
All right, I'm gonna use chain lightning.
Ooh,
Oh,
I love that fucking spell.
yeah.
Same.
and have it in addition with my lightning eye to chain to these 3.
Got it.
Power.
So we'll go from top to bottom, okay?
All right.
Start here, then here, and then with the initial one you hit. First one is a 17, so that's a fail. Second one is a 19, that's a pass. And the initial one that you hit is a 22, which is a pass.
Okay, and they all don't have reactions.
Nice.
And as this crackle of lightning extends from Rixie and Sand, you can see it stretch around, bending just a bit behind some of the tree trunks as it strikes this one just to your northwest. Then, extending, hitting one just a bit off farther to the northwest, and then one more to the north. You can see the one to the north take a bit of more of an impactful hit as the lightning trickles through its entire body, and it seems to have taken quite a bit of damage. The one just to your northwest, Groot, looking rough. That last one, looking a bit rough as well.
I'm going to spend a 3rd level to get
Did you add the damage dice from the breath and stuff to that as well?
no, because I didn't know what the damage was.
So roll an 1d10.
It all adds up.
Okay.
And I'll spend a 3rd level to get 3 sorcery points back. That should be my turn.
Groot, brings us to you, bud.
All right. I am going to point, tell you which ones. I'm going to cast Bane, the big guy, the big puppy,
Mm-hmm.
on this one, and on this one. I think
Got
this
it.
one's beat up, so I'm like, that one won't last much longer.
All right, so saving throws from left to right.
They're charisma saving throws.
So that is a 18. That is
made
a
it.
8 on the big guy.
All right, he failed.
and then a 0 on the last one.
Okay.
Which I guess kind of gives you a bit of an idea if the other one had an 18. That was a pretty good roll.
Nat 20 probably.
Yeah.
They got that negative.
And I really don't have any bonus actions. So that's it for my turn.
Got it. This one will make its way here. Making its way through the trees and begins heading towards you, Raven.
I did kind of misread my actual spell earlier, and technically wouldn't have gone off until it hit their turn. So just so you know, it's at the beginning of their turn is when it takes place. But
All
Not-
right,
yeah.
so
not when
as
you
each
cast
of
it,
these
so-
close the gap and them become closer to each of you, That is the end of round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Right. So
A couple of
Go-
hits have been delivered, and a few of them, while being quite large, don't seem to be able to withstand a bit of that amount of damage. And with the Bane effect taking place on 2 of the creatures, well, seems that these tides may be quite even.
So stay tuned next week for the action to continue.
Yep. Hopefully, Rixian, you're off Friday. I don't know if you have your schedule yet, but once you do, just let us know, bud, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Can't work, we'll just sacrifice you to the doggy.
Yeah.
Rixian, kibble and bits.
We wouldn't do that.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Well, tonight was a lot of travel, but a good amount of ground covered, to say the least. Hopefully, like I was saying, we can continue next week, but if not, then we'll get back to it as soon as we can. But with that, hope everyone has a good night.
And those
And
nachos.
See. Buenos
Buenos
noches.
nachos.
Everyone have a good
Oh,
night.
now I'm hungry.
I'm gonna go get some nachos. Be right back.
Have a good nachos, everybody.
Have a good night.
I want
Yeah, you too,
nachos.
Rixian. Something to
Later.
eat, brother.
See ya.